hear this too hard.
It's a great day, sports world. What's up to all the sports lovers, the haters, the addicts, and the fanatics out there? This is Larry Patterson for GT365. That's Game Time 365 Sports right here on the GTSN. That's the Game Time Sports Network, episode 17. Amon, how you doing? I see you got that mess on your head, sitting at 1-4. Man, it just makes me proud. It makes me proud to know that the Raiders are still where the Raiders are, and just brings me so much joy. How you doing today, brother?
I'm here, man. I'm thriving and surviving. I'm here. Little rough right now. Little rough time, And my mental ain't good, man. I'm getting thrown for a loop every week. I've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, lied to, but forever the shield, man. But no, man. Well, seriously, man, I'm doing good, man. Season flying by pretty quickly here. Some good wins, some good teams out here that I didn't expect, which we'll get into in this show that are surprising me. And there's some teams that we expect to be there at the end that are a little disappointing right now. We know things come in factors, injuries, et cetera, et cetera. But hey, week 6 we're on to. We got the Giants and Eagles on Thursday night. Another episode of the AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts show. So I mean, I'm excited for that, man. How about yourself, brother?
Man, we got us a big victory over the weekend. We beat the reigning defending champs, and but the task isn't over. It's the job's not finished. It's just a regular season game, and there's still some things that we need to improve on. Offense need to fire off a little bit quicker, be more explosive. But we're gonna get into that when we cross that bridge. We're gonna get into the scores.
You can skip one of them scores if you want to. Just skip one of them if you want to. You can skip the Colts and Raiders.
Just skip one of them.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm cool with
that. Well, okay, yeah, we'll skip that. We'll skip that. But you do know Daniel Jones on his comeback player of the year campaign, I have to kind of cover the game. So, we'll start things off with Thursday night football with the 49ers defeating the Rams 26-23 overtime. Mac Jones had a great game. Was he 33 of 49, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne, 10 catches, 142 yards. Christian McCaffrey and Jake Tungus had touchdowns. That was a wild game, right?
Yeah, that was a wild one, man. That go for it on 4th and 1, you get stuff to lose the game. You lose 20. Was it 26-23? Kendrick Bourne, man, just got picked up a couple weeks ago, coming in 10 catches, a bucket, some change. Filling in big roles for Brandon Ayuk and Kittle in the receiving corps. So yeah, man, I think that was a good game overall. I didn't expect the San Francisco 49ers to win that one, but nevertheless, man, Mr. Mac Jones found a way to get the job done. The takeaway from this game, after I digested the game going into Friday morning, I know it's still early, and 49ers fans ask me, comment below, text me, whatever the case may be. Could there potentially be a quarterback situation there? It's still too early. He do this 3 or 4 more games or however long Purdy's out, then hey, you might want to start. People are going to start asking questions. We all know Kyle Shanahan's system is very quarterback friendly. We've seen that with his quarterbacks of the past, Jimmy G, who you name him, he's had success with all of them. Even back then to when he had Matt Ryan in Atlanta in that Super Bowl year, he was firing on all cylinders. So, man, yeah, that's my only question in a couple weeks from this game. Is it Brock Purdy or is it the system?
A lot of when they won that game, a lot of people was bringing that thing up back when Mac Jones was drafted. should Kyle had just went ahead and drafted Mac Jones, and maybe, just maybe, that situation would have been, they're saying basically, not saying it's going to guarantee him a Super Bowl, but it could have went a lot smoother than what it was and what it has been.
Right.
Do you think they should have pulled that trigger? He should have drafted Mac Jones when he had the chance.
I'm 1,000 after the game. After these last two games that Mac has played, I'm 1,000% sure that Mac Jones was his guy. I think he wanted Mac Jones, but this is my belief. I think he wanted Mac Jones, but maybe there was some disagreements behind the scenes with Trey Lance and his actual upside, his ceiling. Could you have said that Trey Lance's ceiling was higher than Mac Jones at that point in time? Absolutely. But I think what you gave up for, if you had to took Trey Lance at where you took him and not have to give up the extra capital, it'll be a lot more easier to dissolve and say, okay, hey, we flushed this one. But you gave up future assets in the next couple of years to go get them, and it's like, boy, because you have to stay patient and took Mac Jones where New England took Mac Jones. But that's hindsight 2020. That's 3-4 years ago. So I mean, you really can't. You just don't know how things will play out. If you put Mac Jones in Kyle Shanahan's system his rookie year, and you swap him and Trey Lance out, you're not guaranteed to get the same result. You might have a different result. So who knows, man? But yeah, that's going to be the lingering question. Did they make the mistake and get the wrong quarterback? You'll never know. Only decision makers in the front office had the answers that night. Jay York and the ownership and Kyle and John, they had the answers, and Trey Lance prevailed as the pick though. But you see, both from are backups. One is doing some spot duty and winning games in the regular season, and one is still developing out there in San Diego, LA with Harbaugh. Still getting some good coaching as well. So it's funny to see how their careers are shaping up now 4 or 5 years later.
And the one that's out there in Harbaugh, remember when they played in the Hall of Fame game, the first game of the season, the first preseason game of the season. I was saying, I think I even text you that this could be a good fit for him. I know it's a backup role, but I think it could be a pretty much a good fit for him and how that system is run heavy, and that sort of thing. Matthew Stafford in this game was 30 of 47, 389 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you had to put a parlay in that said both quarterbacks throwing over 300 yards, somebody probably would have hit some big money. So
yeah, probably would have seen it that when you woke up though, because you was like, whew, would have been out of there though. But
yeah. So San Francisco ekes out another one. Getting these close victories, sitting at 4-1 right now. It's a little bit of a surprise, but hey, they live to fight another week.
What do we say? And I'm gonna say it so I'm blue in the face on the show that we had with the homies on. Anybody can win this division.
Anybody.
It's
long from over, because one of these teams that's catching hell right now, which like the Arizona Cardinals, they could creep back up in the late part of the season. That's the beauty of it. It's like 3-4 seasons in one.
Yeah, I got a well, you already know, but I got a little hunch about what's going to happen to Arizona here in the offseason. But I'm sitting on there.
Minnesota Vikings defeated Cleveland Browns 21-17 over in London. Carson Wentz, 25 of 34, 236 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, man, they coming away with another one. Justin Jefferson, 7 catches, 123 yards, and they got another victory out of it. And then you go over to Cleveland side, Dylan Gabriel, 19 of 33, 190 and 2 touchdowns. How did you think? Before we go over to the Vikings real quick, in the Browns part, Dylan Gabriel seemed to manage the game. He did exactly what they wanted him to do and not mess up. He didn't throw any picks, but he did get sacked twice. But overall, how did you grade his first game?
I think he did pretty well, man. What was asked of him, man. Got the ball out quick. Got the ball out on time. Hey, number Quinshawn Judkins, bro. They got
23 for 110.
they got one. So I think he I still think his arm is a little suspect, a liability, not being able to push the ball down the field. And I think we'll see here if he still, when we get into the deep waters in November, December, when it start getting cold and you start getting those potential snowfalls in Cleveland, can he push the ball in that weather? I think that's my only concern, his size, and can he push the ball down the field when necessary? He's very accurate. So I think he did pretty well, him alone. But and then I'm gonna talk about. Well, let me stay on Cleveland here. And I think we spoke about this during the game on Sunday. That rookie draft class that the Browns have, everybody might want to focus on the Shador Dillon, and previously Flacco. He's a Cincinnati Bengal now, but that rookie draft class with Carson Schlesinger, Harold Fannin, Quinshawn Judkins, bro, they have a super duper young nucleus right now. And yes, we don't know what the answer is at quarterback long term, but to get those guys on the field right now playing as rookies and playing well as they are, they're gonna be all right, bro. Can't forget about my boy Big Mace over there playing beside Myles Garrett. Hey man, hey, people might give the Browns. Yeah, people might give the Browns a lot of credit for not getting the quarterback situation correct 100% of the time. But guess what? I'm gonna keep it a buck here. They're not the only franchise in the league that can't get the quarterback position right. So, but as far as them hitting on that draft classes and getting those solid players, bro, that foundation is set, man. So we'll see if Dillon's the guy, or do they have to go to Shador now if she continues to struggle. But for the Vikings, we didn't see no Jordan Addison in the first half. He was in kind of some trouble with the team. I don't know what went on there. But Justin Jefferson being Justin Jefferson, Jalen Naylor being outstanding, TJ Hawkinson being a top 5-6 tight end that he is. The offensive line was a little banged up. I think Darisaw was the only starter that really played. I think everybody else was hurt, which was kind of scary. They had to come back and win the game in the last couple seconds. Running back is an issue for me. I know Jordan Mason came over from San Francisco in the offseason, but he's fumbled the past 2 or 3 games, and they've lost the ball, and their turnovers going the other way. So that's a little concern for me. Carson Wentz is going to keep the car on the road. We don't know when JJ's coming back. This is essentially his rookie year, so he's missing time, on the field. So the defense is, playing how they're supposed to play. They're playing well. So yeah, man, I think it was an overall good game, better game than I expected it to be. But going across the pond, I mean, it's a little wishy-washy. And Minnesota, they was over there last week as well, right? So they didn't even come. They just stayed over there. So good game, man. Good game.
Yeah, Jordan Mason losing that one fumble, he did score in the game, but you're right, man. That running back spot is going to be an issue. Yeah, man. Also, with Cleveland, both tight ends scored with Harold Fannin, David Njoku, a tight end tandem in the league.
Yeah, it's trying to think of the tight end tandems. I don't know, man. They got to be up there,
depending on what happens the rest of the way, though.
Yeah. I mean, you do got Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. I mean, that ain't no. That's a dope tight end room, and you got Harold Fannin and David Njoku. That's a dope tight end room as well. Don't get me wrong. Like that's a decent tight end room, bro. Hey, listen, Njoku's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Harold Fannin, man, he can play. Michael Mayer, he's the second round pick a couple years ago. Brock Bowers all pro. So there's some good tight end rooms right there. I'm not saying they're there yet, but hey, man, that's a 1-2. And then eventually, hey, we all know how this thing goes, man. The NFL stands for not for long. Eventually, Harold Fannin is going to be the number one guy there. We know we can see that coming now. It's probably be next year he's the number one guy. So, but hey, man, kudos to them. once again, before we move on, for Joe Barry, making the right selections and hitting the right buttons and making the right calls, man, to get these good players to set a foundation for the Browns going forward.
Uh, Going to the next game, we had the Cowboys defeat the Jets 37-22.
Lord
Cowboys
Jesus.
moving to 2-1 on the season. Jets moving to 0-5. Aaron Glenn, not a good start to his head coaching campaign. But in this game, Dak Prescott was 18-29, 237 yards, 4 touchdowns. Javonte Williams had a nice game, 16 and 135 and one touchdown. It's probably like his best game of his career, to be honest.
Got him for dirt cheap, bro.
Dirt cheap. Flournoy, what was it, Ryan Flournoy? Yeah, Ryan Flournoy, who I think he was drafted like last year, I want to say, 6 for 114. Pickens caught a touchdown pass. Jake Ferguson, 2 touchdown passes. I had him on my fantasy team, didn't help me out none, but you know, but you go on to the Jet side, Justin Fields, 2 touchdown passes off 283, and Brees Hall 113 on the ground. Garrett Wilson caught a touchdown pass. It seemed like any quarterback that's stepping into this Jets organization is just any quarterback, head coach, it just doesn't seem right. This team is just never going to be on the up, are they?
I mean, at some point, man, a dead clock is right twice a day. So, I mean, at some point, they got a straight goal, whether it's this year, next year, a couple years from now. But, I mean, I think, and I know we go back to the summertime, we said Aaron Glenn, his leash. But I think he's going to turn it around. And then some of his players, his money makers, and that's another whole conversation we'll dip into in a minute. Some of his guys is getting paid like top 3-4 people in your position. You got to play better. Like, CD not there. You got to stop number 3. That's your assignment, and you're not doing it. So I mean, I think his players have to play better for him. Quentin Williams, I haven't heard his name in a while. I remember he was the highly touted defensive tackle coming out of Alabama a couple of years ago. He's all pro, rec shop. I haven't heard his name in a while. And the 2 edge rushers, Will McDonald, and they don't have, Hassan Reddick no more. He moved on. So it's going to take some time. I'll give him some grace. First year coach, you're trying to implement your culture, which he has seen that before coming from Detroit, where he's seen Dan Campbell start from the bottom. Now he got the Lions as a NFC perennial NFC contender, year in and year out now. So it's gonna take some time. Is Justin Fields your answer? Obviously, probably not. But you got to put something out there in the field, and he won't going back to Pittsburgh. So I think they did what they could. They're doing what they can. Garrett Wilson, the top 15 receiver in the league, maybe. Who depends on who you ask. Jets fans chime below if you think otherwise. Yeah, man. I just think for me with the Jets, it's keep establishing your identity, what you want to be, and get your big dogs, the ones that making top of the league money in certain positions, to step up and play like those people.
Other than 3 fumbles that he had 2 against Buffalo and 1 against Miami. He's been taking care of the ball though. Yeah. So like no interceptions, and he's got 4 touchdowns on the year. I mean, he didn't pass the ball much against Buffalo. Well, I think he did probably. I don't think he played in that game.
No, he missed that.
Yeah. Well, he played, but he was 3 for 11. But yeah, I agree. I just hope that Aaron Glenn does get that fair shake. At least get him another season. Technically, this was your season, your first season. So is that going to take another starting? Is that going to take a high draft caliber quarterback? Who knows? But that remains to be seen. Hopefully Justin can get it together. Hopefully his team can get it together. But sitting at 0-5 right now.
Yeah, it'd be the only winless team in the league. That's kind of rough right now. I didn't expect that. I thought they'd get at least a couple by now. But like you say, man, you want to establish your program. So I get it, man. Times are just tough right now for the Jets, and it seems like they can never get out of their own way. Like they hit on draft picks. It's Mimbu, Fashanu, Sauce, Garrett Wilson, Quentin. That's five right there that any any team would take. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know, man. Brees Hall, second round pick. So they got the pieces, bro. I mean, the pieces are there to compete. It's just I don't know. Maybe they're cursed. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a black cat definitely around there somewhere. Well, before we move on, so Dallas off to a 2-1-1 start. Are they 2-1-1?
Yeah, they had the tie with Green Bay.
No, they 2-2-1.
Yeah, 2-2-1. Yeah, my
So
math is terrible right now, but okay.
yeah. Your mine is too. But 2-2-1, and your next 4 games before you hit the Week 10 bye are at Carolina, and then you face Washington, at Denver, and then against Arizona.
Oof.
Before you hit a bye.
2-2.
So I can definitely see it. I can definitely see it. It wouldn't surprise me if they went 3-1. Wouldn't surprise me if they went 1-3. Wouldn't surprise me if they went 2-2.
0-4. You just don't know, bro. You just don't know.
You never know, man. The Houston Texans defeated the Baltimore Ravens 44-10. Was it? It was a shocker amongst the score. I was expecting. I think we all picked Houston to win, but this Baltimore team definitely not what we are accustomed to seeing out of the Baltimore Ravens. What is your thoughts about it?
Yeah, man. It's not it's how my uncle used to say back in the day. Boy, they say your daddy Ravens, boy, because your daddy Ravens was Ray Lewis, Peter Bolwell. Them boys coming to play. It is not the same no more. Like I text you during the game, you got $300 million on the sideline between Roquan, Lamar, Matabike. You missing your horses, man, and it's unfortunate. I see, some Ravens fans I know they're wanting the GM gone. They want the head coach gone. Yeah, it's just one of those. It's just one of those weird seasons where stuff just don't go right. I'm trying to think of the team, the 49ers that year. They end up being bad because of injuries and lucked in and got Nick Bosa. 2019 was it? It's one of those type years.
Yeah.
One of those type years where you just what can go wrong will go wrong. Quarterback hurt, everybody's hurt, and you out there, you luck up into a top whatever pick. Now, do I expect Baltimore to stay in the top 10? Probably not. They get Lamar back at some point, but it's one of those type years, in my opinion. A lot of Ravens fans, I say, yeah, they want Harbaugh gone, they want DeCosta gone. But that's all. Hey, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for, because trust me, from personal experience, hey man, you never know what you got until it's gone. So I get it. When you got high expectations for the Ravens, you're expecting to be in the AFC Championship, Super Bowls, competing with Flacco, competing with Allen and Mahomes, and I get it. But be careful, bro. But other than that, man, it's Cooper Rush. I didn't expect much from him. Like we said, he just gonna be out there just to be a placeholder. CJ Stroud did what he had to do. You win the game you're supposed to win. Goes 44-10. It really won't that close, to be honest with you. But yeah, man, no surprise until all the guys get healthy back in Baltimore. We're going to continue to see much of the same as we seen last Sunday.
CJ Stroud, 23 of 27, 244 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Comfortable.
Probably his best game of the season.
He needed, bro. That division down there, yeah, he needed that big time. That AFC South, which we'll talk about in a minute with these other couple teams. You needed this one on Sunday, big time.
Huge, definitely huge. Yeah, Cooper Rush threw 3 interceptions in this game. And Derrick Henry wasn't good as well, just 15 to 33, shut him down. So I mean, it was a little bit of a surprise, but I think a lot of people, and of course, you watch the shouty shows in the morning, and they already count Baltimore out or they're done. But as I just told you a couple minutes ago, this is like a 4-season season. Like right now we're in season 1 and we're about to go into season 2. You don't know what's ahead down the line, and you can't determine the fate of what the other teams are doing as well. So I mean, you got Pittsburgh. They could be losing going down the stretch. All these other teams that's ahead, they could be losing down the stretch, and Baltimore just pick up at the right time. Really, teams really don't play their best ball until it's about to be playoff time, and who knows how they're going to be looking going down the stretch.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, man. You said playoff time. I say teams start really playing. Well, teams start really playing their best ball like close to the playoffs. But I agree with
that's
that.
what I mean.
No, I get what you're saying. You're right. I get what you're saying. But I also believe that teams don't start figuring out their identity of who they are as a football team until probably week 7, week 8. That's when you know who you are, and then you can launch off and either can go. We can turn up and make a run, or we know, hey man, this ain't our year. We just can continue to do what we do, and pack it up for 26. So, but definitely, good win by a much needed win for the Texans. Coming through what they been coming through the past couple games, losing games that they're supposed to win.
Ravens fans chime in. What you think about your team and the expectations for the team going forward?
They were like, blow it up. Okay, all right, blow it up if you want to.
You don't want to blow it up too soon. And we'll touch on a trade that the Ravens made earlier today. We'll touch on that toward the end of the show, but we can already kind of see some changes being made. I don't think that trade is like them blowing it up already. I think that that one player that they're trading away, he was on the last year of his deal, and then they have other guys in there as well at that edge rusher spot. One being one that they drafted this year. So when you get down to making decisions like that, it's very critical. So, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. The Saints, it wasn't another surprise victory for me, but the Saints defeated the Giants 26-14. The Giants had a 14-3 lead in this game, and Spencer Rattler, 20 of 30, 225 yards and 1 touchdown, managed the game. So Rashid Shaheed was 4 for 114 and a touchdown in this game. What you think about New Orleans coming back and getting this win from the Giants, who coming off of a big victory against the Chargers last week?
Yeah, man. I think I'm the only one that picked New Orleans to win this game, if I'm not mistaken. I think I am the only one that picked New Orleans. I don't know why. I
think Rob did.
Rob did too? Okay.
I think he did. I did.
Yeah, because I had a funny feeling. I'm like, yeah, something's funny going to happen because, the Giants, you know how it is in the league, man. You have one good week, you come off the highs of highs. And then not going to say that the Giants took the Saints for granted after beating the Chargers. But it's like, okay, our confidence is super high. We got this in the bag. Let's go there to New Orleans, take care of business. And in New Orleans, like, no, we don't have the greatest roster, but we're gonna fight. You know what I mean? With Kamara, Shaheed, and all them boys. My boy, my pass rush. I can't think of his name right now. Cam Jordan. They're gonna fight, man. So, but I will say this though, man. Shout out to Spencer Rattler. That's been playing good ball this year. So playing good ball. Hope he keeps it up. But at some point, I don't know when you're going to do this. You drafted Tyler Shuck in the second round for a reason. You want to see what he at least got for sure, because we know the Saints will probably pick it in that top 5 to 6 range. Or you could be in the quarterback market. See, it's the conundrum, man. And I know I'm deviating from what I'm talking about. We're supposed to be talking about though, but it's like, go ahead, go ahead. What you about to say?
No, go ahead. I want you to finish.
Yeah, because it's like you got Rattler, right? You don't know if he's your answer, because if he was your answer, you wouldn't have drafted Tyler Shuck, right? But you're still bad enough to say, hey, we're gonna be picking in the top 5. are we going to be in the market for a quarterback again in the draft? But the only way you're going to answer that question is playing Tyler, because you waste. Not saying you wasted a premium pick, but you used a premium pick on a quarterback. But Rattler's playing well as well. But do you want to kill Rattler's confidence by trying to figure out what you got in Shuck to prepare yourself for 2026? It's just how I think. But it's just how I think. It's like you. Anyway, we just go back to the game. Yeah, man. Scatterbo had a fumble at the goal line. That was what it was a scoop and score, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was a scoop and score. So I mean, it was a bit of a letdown game for the Giants, but good win for the Saints as well. Every week you get a win in the NFL, it's a good win. But like I said before about this Rattler Shuck situation, some answers some questions are gonna have to be answered here soon, because you want to see Shuck to see what he got, but Rattler's playing so well that you don't want to take him off the field. But then again, you want to know if Shuck's your guy, because April's coming up here. Time flying, bro. So, but that's just how I think. People are different, but nevertheless, good win for the Saints, man, and I hope this is their only one. No matter of fact, I need them to keep winning. I need them to go keep winning for my sake, please.
Because I was going to say that, say if Spencer Rattler is playing good ball going in the stretch, say if he's playing well enough ball to where Kellen Moore is saying, you know what, I'm not saying you're the quarterback of the future, the face of the franchise, but you're playing well enough ball, managing the game right. You're not turning the ball over enough for us to spend a top pick on a weapon or something that's or a position player, a premium position that's going to help this team.
Right.
That's all I was going to say. Is he, say if he does play well down the stretch, because we don't know. This was a little bit. I mean, it wasn't a surprise because they're playing the Giants, but it for that team to come back and win against the Giants team, I mean, who knows what kind of momentum they're going to be having heading into the next week. They play the Patriots next week, and we see what the Patriots are, but that's not to say that the Saints can't win that game either. So,
right. My only counter to you is if you feel that way, or Kellen might feel that way about Spencer Rattler, right? So then why go waste a second round pick on a quarterback then in this year's draft? That's my only question.
Maybe they weren't sure of what Rattler could do.
Right. Maybe that. Yeah, that's 1,000%, right? And I get that. I agree with you on that. But here's my thing though, right? You spent the second round pick on Tyler Shuck. I'm not saying that you have to take a quarterback in the first round next year. They might not. They might go another position, right? But you know just as well as I do, and I know we're getting off the rails here a little bit, but we ain't to the conversation then. But you know as well as I do, it's hard to find that guy. And when you're sitting up there in the top 3, top 4, top 5 picking, and you got whoever may come out next year, you're going to have a serious conversation in the war room or in those meetings leading up until the draft. Can this guy elevate us more than Tyler Shuck can? Then I feel like, okay, hey, that was a wasted pick then. So that's why I say, hey, you got to play him at some point. Then, what I'm saying? That, like I said, Spencer Rattler, he may fall off the rails and you might not have no choice but to play Tyler Shuck to see what you got. And then you have a better pitcher going into the offseason. But yeah, we're going off down the rails. That's a conversation for in January. But this is, hey, I mean, it's healthy conversation, man. But back to Sunday's action and good win by the Saints for me.
Yeah, Cam Scatterbo fumbling that ball. Yeah, that's
Yeah, man.
just little things like that. But I think the Giants going forward, they're going to be all right, man.
Yeah,
Going to the next game.
soon as they get that turf off MetLife, they'll be. I ain't go back to grass. Got that superstar player
Man,
like
let's hope.
Tandy. Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry to
That's,
interrupt
yeah, that's wow. The Colts defeated the Raiders 40-6.
you.
Uh, my boy Daniel Jones, who everybody looked at me and said that I needed to be checked into a mental institution for picking this guy to win comeback player of the year, and but he was 20 or 29, 212, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had a hat trick, 3 touchdowns on the day. Um, these Colts are 4-1, and that's
Mm,
something that I did not expect. But they played the Raiders. You no all the disrespect, because I mean, as far as AFC West,
mm.
but my boy reps the Raiders hard. Geno Smith out here just throwing to the other team, taking sacks and what you think about this game? You take the floor, brother. I'm gonna go ahead, sit back.
Uh, well, well, for this game, the Colts clearly are the better football team. Daniel Jones is playing amazing right now. Jonathan Taylor, he's playing amazing right now. The offensive line, Quentin Nelson, they're playing good. The receivers, Pittman, Josh Downs, Tyler Warren. Whew. Hey man, he's a nightmare, bro. And the defense, Zaire Franklin, DeForest Buckner, man, those boys are balling. Cam Bynum, man, those boys are balling, man. And you'll see, and Lou Anarumo coming over from Cincinnati. He was a good defensive coordinator. He led the Bengals to the Super Bowl that year. Yeah,
Yeah,
they definitely upgraded from Gus Bradley for sure. And you're seeing the benefits of right players, right place, right time, and they're clicking on all cylinders, man. And they are a force to reckon with in the AFC South. I'm still not as hyped on the Daniel Jones train as you are. I understand why you are because he's starting off hot. I get it. Um, yeah, man. But the game from the Colts side, it was straight up domination. BTA all day long, from 1 to 4. And from the Raiders side, Geno Smith, Pete Carroll. Um, this is what the Raiders signed up for: 2 years, $75 million for Geno, and he's not playing like a $75 million quarterback. So it's disappointing. Ashton Genty, he's getting more. Ashton Genty is getting more and more familiar with the offense on a week to week basis. He looks like a total different player than he did week 1 and week 2. Jack Besh, our second round wide receiver out of TCU, he's taking some snaps from Dante Thornton, and he's made a couple plays. No Brock Bowers, no Michael Mayer, so the middle of your field was kind of like a non-factor. Jacoby Myers, he played, did what he can do. The offensive line played a little better, played better. We don't have our starting left tackles. He's out with the hairline ankle fracture, so that's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, um, his team is nowhere ready to compete. Um, they're 1-4 for a reason. You are what you say your record is. You 1-4 for a reason. Can this thing get turned around? Absolutely, because Geno's been in the league for a while. But at this point, he is what he is. At this point, so I'm just gonna keep it about the game because I'm gonna take my biased opinion out and just say this team is not a good football team right now. They have the pieces. They're pretty much a rookie heavy team. Like I said about the Browns earlier in the show, hey, play your rookies, let them develop. Because what do you have to lose by them sitting on the sideline and not playing their rookie year? This is the only way you're going to get better as a football team is to play your young guys. I will say, Pete, he likes to, like I said, compete. He let his rookies play. Um, and I do appreciate that about them. But we all know this is not a short term bill. People might want to say it is, but it's not a short term bill. Like I said, you got to probably strip this thing down to the studs, but you probably don't have to. But there needs to be a quarterback change come next year. I don't know exactly where it's going to come from or who's that answer, but until that gets situated, and it's going to be a rough year, man. Just keep developing and keep fighting every week, man, until you get this thing back on track. It may come this week. We play the Titans this week, but if we do lose that game, Lord have mercy. You will not see me on here next week. Um, yeah, man, it was just a total beatdown, 40-6. It wasn't even that close. Good job for the Colts, man. Better team won.
At one point, do you think they switched to Kenny Pickett?
You almost have to. They thought about it Sunday, but I do like what Pete said though. You play through your rough patches. Sometimes you gotta just play through your rough patches. One thing that the Raiders been trying to do for the longest time here is find some stability at head coach and quarterback. But we all know, you as a Broncos fan, me as a Raiders fan, and I'm taking my bias out of this. Each team every year, I don't care if you're the Chiefs, I don't care if you're the Eagles, you're going to have lows during your season. It's how you respond to it that propels you. Like the Chiefs right now, they were 11-0 in one-score games last year. This year they're 0-3 in one-score games, and people think the sky's falling. You know what I mean? So it's like you're gonna have your lows. It's just how you bounce back from them. I think right now they're at a low out in Vegas, and they just had to crawl their way out and try to find a way to compete and win football games. So that's all I got for the Colts in Vegas game. I don't want to dwell on it anymore because I might go cry in the corner. But as a Raiders fan, you got to learn how to laugh, laugh through the pain, bro. Because this ain't the first time you've seen this. Probably gonna be the last time.
Denver Broncos defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 21-17. Philly was up 17-3 at some point, and then Denver had the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter comeback. Them running Saquon Barkley just one time, very questionable. I was definitely wondering why you won't go that direction, considering that Denver has been, kind of bad against the run. I ain't gonna say kind of bad. I'm gonna say, a middle of the pack. But I'm not understanding why you don't continue to go to the guy that got you there, and he had a score. He had the score that put them up 17. 17-3. So that was a little bit of questionable there. A couple calls that kind of went our way, but hey, we'll take it. Bo Nix coming through with 24-39, 242 yards and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins running the ball better. Denver's running the ball better in the last 2 weeks than they have all season. And I like it. Courtland Sutton is off to a good start this year. Troy Franklin is catching the ball. Man. So as far as the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 23-38, 280. Oh, touch on that Broncos defense. They had about 6-7 sacks in it. Nick Bonito, 2.5 sacks. Could potentially be Defensive Player of the Year. That's back-to-back years where Denver can have Defensive Player of the Year. I know you're rolling your eyes. I know.
No, I'm just thinking. I'm trying to see who out there can have a case besides Nick Bonito. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's definitely in the running. He definitely in the running for sure. I'm not saying he's the lead dog. Devin Lloyd just played last night. Okay. Yeah.
But
about names. I'm just throwing names out there. You got Devin Lloyd, you got Nick Bonito, you got Derwin James out there, you got Patrick Surtain again.
No.
What? We all right.
Derwin?
Okay.
over the
All
last
right,
couple of weeks.
I'm looking at the whole body of work. Like he's been balling. Okay, we're not gonna get off track. Not get off track. If you want to put Benito to be the favorite, you got it, bro. You know what? It's your world this week. You
Well, no,
ride.
there's Aiden as well, but I mean, I was just at the Derwin James.
Hey, he's playing ball this year,
I
bro.
get it though, but we still got a whole lot other than that. I can't even talk. We still got a whole lot of football left to play. So, like you said,
Yeah,
body of work does count. You know?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nick Benito, right? Like I said, you said Nick Benito. Yeah, man, he's playing well right now. He's playing great right now. Quinyon Mitchell, he's playing great. Like, but you know, this game was a good game. I watched it. Of course, you know, I always watch the high profile games. Um, Good win. Coming across to the East Coast, 1 o'clock kickoff. That's a great win. You know how West Coast teams always do it at 1 o'clock. They just poop the bed.
Yeah,
So um, I don't have much of a takeaway from this game. I just want to see Denver. Not to say the Eagles are not the big dogs; they are a big dog, but I still like to see a little more from Bo Nix. Evan Ingram came through big for you guys as well. Much as we talk crap about him. Yeah, good win, man. It was
finally.
finally it was a suspect pass interference call that did get called at the end of the game, but hey, it don't matter. The ref didn't see it, didn't get called, so it don't count. You know, you can gripe all day. Broncos, sometimes you get some, sometimes you don't. Sometimes luck was on the Broncos side this time, but good win all together. Um, that division, the AFC West, is going to be tough between those three teams. Yeah, man, good game all around. But I ain't got nothing else to say. I ain't got no disrespect towards the Broncos because you can go into Philly, beat them. Hey, hats off to you, brother.
I think I like that for them to go in there in that spot because if they had lost that game, it would have been the same thing. Oh, you beat up on the teams that are below 500, but when you facing against the elite teams, you can't beat them. So I'm glad they did answer that call and got that done. I mean, still long. See now the next test would be to go across the pond and put BTA against the Jets instead of making this a game against the Jets, where the Jets could potentially steal it. And you know, you've been watching football long enough to know those type of things do happen when you're coming off of a big victory and you're feeling yourself, and then you're playing against a lesser team that just come in and just sweep you off your feet. So, um, good win for Denver. The Panthers defeated the Dolphins 27-24. Man, I feel bad for this Dolphins team in a way. Falling to 1-4, Carolina at 2-3. Bryce Young, 2 touchdown passes off 198 passing yards and 1 interception. He got sacked 3 times. Rico Dowdle had the game of his career. 23-206, 9 yards of carry and a touchdown. What's your take on this Carolina Panthers team defeating this? I mean, defeating Miami, but what's your take on this game?
Yeah, but I was pretty surprised, man. I think I picked the Dolphins to win this game. Um, I had like 7 losses this week, so yeah, I probably did pick the Dolphins to win this game. Yeah, man, it's just, yeah, man. Like games like this, man, you just don't have no words for it, man. You just see the tower collapsing for the Dolphins. It's gonna probably be a new Tua probably ain't gonna be there next year. McDaniels probably ain't gonna be there next year, man. They probably clean house at the end of the year. They're not delaying the inevitable, but they're just going through the motions to get to the end of the season, bro. And just
They
clean
were up
slate.
17.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. You don't have Tyreek. John Lewis in Pittsburgh. Jalen Waddle's number 1. You can you name no disrespect to the Dolphins receivers? Can you name a Dolphins receiver besides Jalen Waddle off the top of your head?
Malik Washington.
Okay, you got me. Who's their number 1 corner right now?
You got me there.
Jack Jones. And where he play at the past couple years?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, it's like, what we doing? Poe Minka
Yeah.
just riding away back there. So it's tough, man. In your first round pick, Kenneth Grant, he's having a hard time getting on. I mean, not getting on the field, but making an impact on the field. It's just a rough situation right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for Dolphins fans. Then again, I don't, because if I'm miserable, I need somebody to be miserable with me. But yeah, man, no thoughts on this game. Just Bryce Young just executed and made plays when it mattered the most in crunch time to get the win. Good win for the Panthers, man. Hope this is something he can build on going into week 6 here.
Um, I think Mike McDaniel might be getting out that door. He might be getting his walking papers pretty soon
Yeah,
here.
I want that pink slip, bro.
The probably in the game of the week, the Buccaneers defeated the Seahawks 38-35. Uh, this was an electric game. You had Emeka Ibuka go for 7 for 163 and a touchdown, and then you had his Ohio State running mate Jackson Smith and Jigba 8 for 132 and a touchdown. Baker Mayfield 379 and 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold 341 and 4 touchdowns. Man, that was a game.
Yeah, my takeaway from this game: if you in the draft and the Ohio State receiver is on the board, you take him, because it's crazy. You just turn the card in. Like Denver, what are you doing? Thank you, Tampa Bay, for not letting the Emeka Ibuka get to 20. I appreciate that. I'd rather deal with Jade Barron. Yeah, all day long. Jade Barron, he finally saw the field. Good job, Jade Barron. Been looking for you. But yeah, my takeaway from this game: if a Ohio State receiver is on the board and you picking up in the top 10, let's go ahead and take him. I don't care what other needs you got besides quarterback, because you know they're gonna come out playing like that. You know they're gonna come out playing good out the gate. Like, it's crazy. JSN second year, and he look like he's been in the league for about 8 years now. Emeka Ibuka, this is his 6th game, and he looked like he on his way to like a damn near all Pro Bowl season already.
Man,
That's out of control. It don't make no sense, man. Like,
it makes some of those. I don't mean to cut you off, but it makes some of those teams that were like behind 19, makes them like, man, damn, why didn't you trade up?
Exactly. After the hindsight 2020, I bet you they won't make that mistake no more the next 2 years. I guarantee you they won't. I promise you.
Jeremiah Smith coming out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's in 27 though. You got another whole year for that bad boy. Come on, but that's another whole topic of discussion. They got one coming out next year, Cornell Tate. So he can, who knows? But yeah, good game, shootout, back and forth. Baker Mayfield has been spectacular. I think it's one of the greatest stories in the last 5-6 years in the league, bro. Just fighting, scratching, clawing, coming in on a Thursday night, beating the Raiders off 2 days' notice. Just keep grinding. Just don't give up, make plays. Perennial playoff player. Won some big games and lost some big games. Played the Eagles very well. Yeah, man. I'm impressed with Baker, and I'm Sam Darnold's out to make me a liar right now. Look like the Seahawks did make the right choice, going with Sam Darnold over Geno Smith as of right now. But all that's still TBD. When you start getting to deep waters, when a lot of pressure get on you in week 10, week 11, when you start seeing the playoff picture shaping, you say who's going to be in, who's going to be out, we'll start to see the real Sam Darnold then. If he can continue like he did in Minnesota and get to the playoffs, hey, I was proven wrong. But yeah, good game. It was a 35-38 shootout. Baker made one more play to get the game-winning W. And by the way, bro, those Buccaneers creamsicle uniforms and those Seahawk throwbacks,
Legendary. I love
top
it.
notch, bro. Top notch.
More teams need to go back to that retro style.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. In the more blooper game of the year, I would say Titans defeated the Cardinals 22-21. The Cardinals had this game wrapped up.
This game had me stressed out.
Yeah, especially the last part of it, where you had the interception. It was an interception or a fumble somewhere, and then it was just terrible, man. But Cam Ward in that game, 21 to 39, 265. He threw an interception. He got sacked twice. Tony Pollard had a touchdown in this game, 4.8 yards a carry. Calvin Ridley had 131 yards through the air. But then you go into the Arizona side of things. Kyler Murray just 220. We gotta talk about Kyler Murray, which we do, but Kyler Murray potentially not being there next year is a thing. Amari DiMercado had the long run. He was 3 for 81, but he had that long run and just let the ball go right before he hit the pylon. Just why it's the second week in a row we've seen that. I don't know why players continue to do this. And I was going to say this for the end of the show, but you had Jonathan Gannon. He has to pay $100K now for his actions on the sideline. Um, hitting Amari DiMercado. So I want to ask you, of course, was that the right decision to do? No. But his job is on the line too, because he's being evaluated as well. And when at the end of the season, when you look at this game and you say, damn, you should have won this game, straight up, owners are going to be looking at him. This is his third season. This is make or break. And, he was expected to come in to do some things. And you drop a game like that, it's not going to be good for you at the end of the season when the evaluation time comes.
Yeah, man. It's not a good look, man. Especially hitting my boy running back here. That wasn't a good look. It's unfortunate it happened, and I don't understand. I think it's like the third time this year this happened. What's up? What's up with the fetish of just dropping the ball before you get to the end zone? Like, why don't you just stick it out? I don't get that, man. These new age kids, I don't get it, bro. Like, just get in the end zone and you good. But yeah, it was.
I mean, it happened back then though.
It did though, but not as frequent. Like, you don't see it in back-to-back weeks though. Like, they're doing it on purpose almost. Like, what are you doing? Like, Genty, he almost had one like versus the Bears. I'm like, yo, almost drawn to the screen. Like, what are you doing? But
it make you look at it like say if I had money on you to score anytime touchdown and you blow it like that.
Yeah, you over here
go ahead.
Yeah, you over here shaving. But yeah, man, it was an unfortunate bad look for Gannon. Hurt. This one hurt because the Rams took a L. You had some ground in the game, but credit the Titans for sticking in there and Cam Ward making some plays. Calvin Ridley had a huge catch in the fourth quarter, get them down there and field goal range to make a play and get a kickoff. So great win for the Titans. But for the Tennessee, we all know this is Cam Ward's development year. Get him on the field. He just need more weapons around him, bro. Like, no disrespect to Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears, Calvin Ridley. That ain't enough. We all know they're going to be looking to support him in whatever shape, form, or fashion next year. They play the Raiders next week. That's a get right game. It depends on who you ask. For the Titans, depending on who you ask. It's a get right game.
Who knows? It could be a tie.
It could be a tie, and I'll probably be just as pissy about that as if we lost. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, good win, man. Glad he got his first win. It's hard to win on the road, to get your first one on the road as an NFL rookie. So that was tough. But we're gonna have discussions about Kyler Murray here in the future here soon about where or what the organization should do, or should they move on from him. But yeah, man, good game, man. Exciting game.
The Commanders go to LA, take care of business against the Chargers, 27-10. Jaden Daniels has came back, 231 yards and one touchdown off 15 of 26. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, they call him Bill. 14 for 111 and two touchdowns, 7.9 per. And then you had Deebo Samuel, 8 for 96. Justin Herbert in this game, man, Lord. 186 and just one touchdown off an interception. He got sacked 4 times. Amari Hampton, he went down in this game. So he's on IR right now. So the Chargers, they're going through all kind of injuries right now. Um, what's your small take on this game if you do have one?
Um, the injuries for the Chargers, Commanders, Jaden Daniels, bro. He's it. It's something about that team when he's on the field, and this is our first time noticing him not being there and him being there. Is they're just electric. I don't know what it is, and selfishly, I don't feel as bad about the Commanders' loss that we had versus them a couple weeks ago because they came through and put BTA to the Chargers. I mean, it was a straight beatdown. I mean, it was ugly. And the Chargers are way, way better than we are. So I don't feel as bad now about the loss from week 3 because it was 27-10. I don't feel bad. That's my silver lining, man. That's my silver lining for the week. 27-10. The one interception by Justin Herbert. It was a tip pass by Deron Payne, I believe, and it just ricocheted right into Mikey Sanders Steele's lap because he had the tight end like sitting right at the goal line, or was it Keenan Allen, one of the two, sitting right there for the touchdown, and he just deflected it and went right into Mikey's arm. So not all interceptions are created equal. Yes, we know the quarterback gets the penalty on their stat and on their stat line, but deflections and stuff do happen, and voila, there you go. But great win for the Commanders coming over across the country, getting beating a good Chargers team. It sucks that they go through. I don't know what's going on with the Chargers staff. I don't know what's going on. Something's going on over there in that water to where they get all the injuries. The Rams don't have nobody hurt, but it's somehow somebody significant from the Chargers every year. You got a Hampton on IR. You got Mack on IR. You got Slater. He's out for the year. Najee Harris. He's gone for the year. Like, I don't know. I don't know, bro. But good game. But I'm very impressed with Jaden Daniels coming back into this lineup and picking up where he left off. And Quentin Johnston, man, he's '09 Megatron out here, or whatever year that was where he went crazy because he just catch everything. I think he scored in like every game he's played in this year, maybe except for one. So it's ridiculous. And I talk trash about him all summer long. That's what I get.
Yeah, he didn't score in this one, but he did have a fumble.
Yeah, but
so,
still, man, he's one of those. You gotta look out for him though, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Him going into his second year, and this is his second year, right?
I think it's third.
Maybe third. I think it's third, 23. Yeah. But yeah, him coming in and making that turnaround because all the drops and stuff like that. So they'll get some guys back, and we'll see what happens. But you're right, man. They just seem like they cursed each and every year. But hey, I ain't complaining. Same old Chargers to me. Oh, by the way, remember a couple weeks ago when everybody was sitting here talking about this Chargers team being Super Bowl contenders and all this other stuff, and that went away a little quick, ain't it?
No, I still feel that way. I do.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, I still feel that way because of who's running the show now. That man can.
You talking about
everywhere? Yeah, everywhere he's been, he's won. That man can run a show.
He didn't cheat it too, but
that's okay.
Going to the next game.
He ain't going back. So it's cool. You say you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I mean? Whatever
though. The Lions defeat the Bengals 37-24.
Make this quick, boy.
Jared Goff, 258, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, man. The Lions doing lion things, and then the Bengals doing Bengal things. Jake Brown threw 3 touchdown passes, but he also threw 3 interceptions in the first half. Jamar Chase had 6 for 110 and 2 touchdowns. And the Bengals they traded for Joe Flacco today. So I don't know how that's going to help them out more than what it is, being that Joe can't be moving like that, and the state of what that offensive line is in right now. But hey, you got the experience, and we'll see what happens. What's your take on that?
I'm gonna say this right here. That's all I gotta say about this game. Jamar Chase got more solo tackles than Michael Parsons do in a year. That's all I'm gonna say about the Bengals. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
The Patriots defeated the Bills 23-20 on the Sunday Night Football slide. Drake made 22 with 32, 73. He had a good game. Stephon Diggs seemed like he's improving quarterbacks everywhere he goes. 10 for 146.
But that boy having a heck of a summer, ain't it, boy?
Yeah,
That boy,
yeah.
Generational. This is a generational year for him, boy. This a run.
Oh man, legendary.
Yes. Tell my kids about
this. Josh Allen was 20. Oh, from the bad ones too, but yeah, 22 or 31 for Josh Allen, 253, 2 touchdowns. Was it a surprise for you? I don't know if you picked this game or not.
I did. I think I picked Buffalo to win. Yeah, I'm surprised. Man.
But real cool, before we go into the other game, there's one question I did want to ask you. Would it be a failure if Josh Allen did not? I know it's early in the season. We still got a long way to go. But say the Patriots catch up to the Bills, would this be the biggest letdown?
Catch up to the Bills, what?
Franchise.
In a division?
Yes.
No, bro. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Like, no.
Bro, the Bills are 4-1, the Patriots are 3-2.
Okay, what are we doing? One team got Josh Allen, one team got Drake May. We not gonna sit here and do this. We not. We not gonna do this tonight.
So Drake May in his second year, you mean to tell me he doesn't have a chance to catch up to a Josh Allen? Josh Allen, his first 2 years, where was he at?
I'm not okay. You said his first 2 years. Okay, this is year 5, 6, 7 for Josh Allen. He's MVP now.
That.
He's MVP.
I get that.
We not gonna sit here. No, I'm not. No, not this year, buddy. No, absolutely not. The only way that happens this year, if something happened to Josh Allen where he can't play, he's out for the rest of the year. That's the only way, bro. The only way. Like we not gonna do this. Like I give you the Daniel Jones thing, whatever. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you get your stuff off. Okay. But we not gonna sit up here and do it. Absolutely not, bro. We got be for real. My mama would say, be for real.
I'm being dead serious. Drake May going into his second year. I'm not saying better than Josh Allen, no, but
no, 1,000%. No, absolutely not. No, sir. No, we're not doing that. And I like Drake May.
Look at New England's next few games here. Okay, before they hit the bye weekend, week 14, look at their games here. They got at Saints, at Titans, Browns, Falcons. They got the Buccaneers, Jets, Bengals, Giants. Those are all winnable games.
They're all winnable games, but then they lost to a Vegas team that's 1-4 right now. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, come on now. Everybody that plays Vegas, that's a winnable game for them, right? Like, what are we doing? So it's
that was week 1 though.
It don't matter. It don't matter. You only can play who's in front of you, and he lost to a sorry Vegas team in the light now. No, we're not doing it. They're not catching the Bills, bro. I can't believe that came out your mouth. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. I can't.
Anything happens in the National Football League.
Yes, anything do happen, bro. But like, be for real. Like, I give you the Daniel Jones take. You looking kind of right. All right, but like this though, you know, no disrespect to the Patriots or whatever the case may be, they just not ready for that, bro. That's just like saying. That's like saying. How I want to put this. I don't even know. I'm befuddled right there because I can't. Like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's anyway. Next. Monday night game.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this up. I'm gonna fold this up and I'm gonna put it in my back pocket. And once the end of the year comes, I'm gonna pull it right back out of my pocket and I'm gonna say, remember this.
Now, can they compete for a wild card spot? Sure. But the division?
Okay, I'm folding it up, put it in my back pocket.
Fold it up. You put it in your billfold. Put it in there, because this is crazy.
the last game, Jacksonville Jaguars defeated Kansas City Chiefs 31-28. In what was another, what was it, double-digit comeback? Was it double-digit comeback? I know Chiefs were up like 14-3, I want to say.
I don't know, man. The TV's watching me in the second quarter, so I couldn't remember.
But great effort from Trevor Lawrence for being there at the goal line. I thought he slipped a couple times. I'm like, man, this is what a way to blow a game where you get all the way down to the goal line. You're supposed to score and then you slip up. But picked it up and he ran it on in and they defeated the Chiefs and Chiefs in at 2-3. I don't think they're going anywhere yet, and I think a lot of people who do look at the Chiefs as a failure right now and thinking that they're done. They're far from done. So, were you surprised at the result of the game?
Yes, because the Chiefs normally win games like that, and like we said earlier, they were 11-0 in one-score game last year, right? They normally win games like that, but they couldn't seal the deal yesterday. Trevor Lawrence, I don't want to say that he's figuring it out, but they got the right head coach and the right play caller down there in Jacksonville now. You see why Baker Mayfield was so successful the past couple of years in Tampa Bay. Started to see the same thing with Trevor. And then plus, man, listen, I picked Houston to win the AFC South. That's looking so dim in the light right now. It's looking real weak. That defense, man, Devin Lloyd, Josh Hines-Allen, the offensive line, Chris Jones, they did a number on him. I don't say they did a number on him, but they played well versus Chris Jones. Trevor Lawrence had a pick on his own 5 to 6 yard line. It should have been a pass interference. They didn't call it for some reason. They spotted the Chiefs 7 points, so the score shouldn't have been this close as it is. But hey, calls happen. I just think it was I don't want to say it was a playoff type environment, but it was dang near close for the Chiefs. And Brian Thomas coming through making big plays. Travis Hunter played 39 snaps on one side of the ball and like 50 snaps on the other side of the ball. This is what I've been waiting for. This is why you go up and you give up that one for a situation like this. This is what I was waiting for. What I've been saying, bro, he got to go in the field, bro. Like, what are we doing? Now I'm like, okay, this is what you're supposed to be getting. Travis Etienne, man, for him to be kind of on the outs in Jacksonville, they didn't pick up his option. He's running very hard. Bashar Tootin, he's running the ball. They're tight end. They're no-name tight ends, man. They're making plays. I think it's yeah, man. They're just making plays right now, man. They're playing winning football, man. And whatever happened to Brian Thomas in week 1 and week 2 with the drops, man, of course he's got over it because he's balling out. Yeah, man, I'm excited for this AFC South in general now, not just the Texans and Colts, but the AFC South in general. Good win. I think it says a lot more about the Jaguars than it does the Chiefs, because we know who the Chiefs are. We know they'll be there at the end of the season, top 4 teams in the finals or whatever the case may be in the tournament. And this is a step in the right direction for the Jaguars. And this is a game defined moment, a game winning, a game defines game for them in the season to propel them to either, hey, take off from the confidence of just beating the Chiefs, or tank and just say, hey, you know what, we got too high on our horses, and boom, we'll revert off to the same old Jaguars. But good win, great game. I think I stayed up for this whole game. I normally don't stay up for Monday night games, but
I was surprised when I text you and you text me back. I was like, man, he's up.
yeah, yeah, man. I like intense games like this, man. Two. You got a superstar quarterback, and then you got a solid quarterback that's trying to right his wrongs from his past. Everybody say you the prince, you sunshine, number one overall pick. We're not seeing number one overall pick play. You getting paid like number one overall pick. So I thought this was a good game, man. I'm excited. Chiefs. Whenever the Chiefs lose, is a good week for me. Um, it's a great. So it's a great week. But yeah, good game.
Per SI.com, in week 5, Coach Liam Cohen and the Jaguar staff. Hello? Yo, I said hello.
Yeah.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. The laptop did something crazy, man. Went off the screen. But in week 5, Coach Liam Cohen and the Jaguar staff might have found a little bit more of a middle ground. Hunter played 64 total snaps, 39 on offense, 25 on defense. So that's 122 total plays. And I mean, he was efficient on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball, making probably what right now will be the catch of the year. How he got up and just snagged that out the air like that. I mean, that's why when going to what you were saying, that's why you make the trade that you make to get him to make those kind of plays that he can make. Oh, plus go on the defensive side of the ball and make plays too, and get a pass defense that he had in that game as well. So, yeah, I agree with you. This Jags team is looking pretty tough right now.
Yeah, man. They're. You can say they're probably, and I know this is early, but you can say they're contenders there, man. They're contenders, bro.
This early?
Yeah, you have to. If we're looking at face value, looking at records and stuff, yeah, they're contenders. They're one of the 4-1 teams in the league. Absolutely.
And beat the
defending AFC champions. So then will that hold up? We don't know. We TBD. So, but I'll pull up the Jaguar schedule right quick. Producer, hold on a second.
I think I got it right here.
You got them Twitter fingers. I don't.
So, so they got against the Seahawks in week 6. Week 7, they got the Rams. They hit the bye week in week 8. Then week 9 at Raiders. Week 10 at the Titans, Chargers, Cardinals, Titans, Colts, Jets, Broncos, and Colts and Titans.
Hey, so what's that mean with the homeboy? He like, hey, I'm just saying, like,
it's definitely
what a toughie at in there. Besides the Rams,
I mean the Seahawks.
And okay, Rams, Seahawks, Broncos.
You don't know how that Texans game gonna be.
Right, you don't know. But I'm saying that if we basing it off how the league is going the first quarter of the year, where are the toughies? It's Rams, Seahawks, Broncos,
Chargers.
Okay, 4. Then for all we know, they can lose all these games right here and be 4 and whatever the record is. You know what I mean? But so I'm looking at it. Can they beat the Seahawks? Absolutely. Can they beat the Rams? I don't think so. Can they beat the Raiders? 1,000%. Can they beat the Texans? 1,000%. Can they beat the Chargers? Yeah, they probably could, but I doubt it. Could they beat the Cardinals? Yes. Could they beat the Titans? Absolutely. Could they beat the Colts again? Yeah. Could they beat the Jets? Yeah. Could they beat the Broncos? Absolutely. They definitely could. Colts and then Titans again. They could. I mean, Now, will they probably win all those games? Absolutely not. But I'm not seeing a game. I'm not seeing a game on their schedule where they won't, where they get, where they can't win. I'm just saying. This is me.
You give them a chance against the Seahawks, but you don't give them a chance against the Rams, in which the
No.
49ers.
I said, can I see them beating the Jag? Can I see them beating the Seahawks? Yes. Can I see them beating the Rams? Absolutely. I said they could beat the
I
Rams.
thought you said no.
No, they can beat the Rams.
Okay, all right.
I said they can beat them. I said they can beat them, but do I expect them to beat them? No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Because I was about to throw one.
Yeah, you about to flame me, but I know you was getting ready. You had that thing in the chamber ready to roll.
I had the 49ers right there in my back pocket, about to pull it out.
Yeah, I know you was. Can they go on there? So for me, luckily they got the Jaguars and Seahawks back to back at home. I mean Jaguars and Rams. I mean Rams and Seahawks back to back at home. Well, Jaguars 1:00, and then they go overseas and play the Rams. So that's neutral. That's neutral field. That can go any way. But the one for me, I got circled December 21st, 4:05 at Mile High,
where Trevor Lawrence has struggled against the Broncos in his first two games. So
yeah, that's gonna be because we looking at we could be looking at wrapping up the division after that game, December 28th and January 4th, or we can be looking at a wild card spot between those two teams, Jacksonville and Denver, depends on how the season goes. Chargers and Chiefs, they're probably going to be in it. Colts probably going to be there as well. That's the game I got circled. That's what either put them in the playoffs or they can take them out the playoffs. And could Denver dog walk them? Absolutely. But could Trevor right his wrongs and go in Denver and win? 100%. So that ain't even
Well, so far, I mean, them beating the defending AFC champions, they looking kind of strong right now.
Right. So I look at the Jaguars win last night. How you look at the Broncos beat Philly? I look at it in that same light.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the recap of the week 5. We was going to go through the trades, but we pretty much went through trades while we was reviewing the games and things like that. So I think we'll probably come to you tomorrow, maybe Thursday. All depends on how the day goes. But Amon, you got anything to add before we get up out of here?
No, man, I ain't got nothing to add, man. Just I'm already on mock draft season, bro. Congratulations. You looking at what seeds you could be in the playoffs. I'm looking at what number pick we're gonna have right now. That's just how my life going right now. What can go wrong will go wrong. So
man,
congratulations.
I'm glad we ain't on that stick right now.
I'm
definitely no stranger to it, but
the Lord.
That's it, man. This episode 17 will come to you later on during the week, whether it's tomorrow, whether Thursday before the Thursday night game with I think Philly and the Giants. But either way, you will see us again. And until then. Oh.